What is a leadership principle? Now that we have established the criteria for self-assessment, we have 5 ingredients for self-motivation. We do all of this as leaders because you want to be better leaders. However, we need to have the principles set for leadership. Now the question arises then, what is a leadership principle? What is a leadership principle? A leadership principle is an action or a guiding belief that a leader implements to move towards success. Can I repeat that because it's important? A leadership principle is an action or guiding belief that a leader implements to move towards success. What are we trying to say? We are saying for every leader, for every organization, for every institution, there should be leadership principles. Now, for a leader to be able to move forward towards success, towards achieving the objectives, towards meeting the tasks, towards achieving the goals, a leader should have principles. Such principles should be able to drive or guide the leader's belief in implementing whatever task in front of the leader for it to be successful. Therefore, in order to perform the leadership development directed to the goals of your organization, you should first work out the leadership principle. I've just said that. For you to be able to develop the directed goals of your organization, you need to have the leadership principles. Such leadership principles should be in line with the basic values of the organization. Assuming that the organization already has the values, the mission, the vision, the values of the organizations are there. Now we are working on developing the leadership principles. Here is what is important. Leadership principles should be worked out by a selected cycle of leaders coming from various functions and management levels of the organization. If you are dealing with the organization, you can't be taking decisions on your own that will affect the whole number of people in the organization. You must be able to get together the heads of the head of departments, the managers, so to say, get them together, different sections in the organization, sit together and try and work out the leadership principles that are in line with the basic values of the organization. Examples for sound leadership principles. Here are a few examples for sound leadership principles. There are about 6. These are just examples. You can have your own that are aligned with the values of your organization. Do not manage the case, however, lead the people. Do not manage the case, however, lead the people. This calls for emotional maturity, in the sense that you are able to differentiate between a person and the situation or the case or the scenario. Don't deal with these two in the same way. Be able to say, I'm not dealing with you now, but I'm dealing with the situation, so that there can be no hard feelings between the two. There is a policy on coming late at work. Because you came late, I'm not dealing with you as a person. I am, however, dealing with the scenario. I'm dealing with your coming late, not with you as a person. So do not manage the case, but lead the people. Do not solve the problem in the staff, but train them to solve the problems themselves. Less headache for leaders. If you want to lead without being troubled that much, make sure that you allow a space for the team members to take decisions and be accountable for those decisions they take, and train them to solve problems, not to be a problem solver all by yourself. So do not solve the problems of staff, but train them to solve the problems themselves. Permit staff space for decision making. You must be able to allow your team members an opportunity to take and make decisions to a certain level as a leader. Remember, a leader creates leaders. You don't just lead people, but as a leader, you create leaders. Give staff the opportunity to take pride in their work. Let them present the results themselves. And if they do that, they would know that they are part of the program or the project. So when they have done what they were supposed to do, give them the opportunity to come forward and present what they have been doing. And that way they own up and they feel the pleasure of having done the task. In case of failures, do not search for guilty party. This is important. Do not lay blames. In case of failures, do not search for guilty party, but investigate, however, together with the staff, the causes of failures. I will tell you now, if you lay blames, there will be less progress. But if you are together with the staff, are investigating the causes or the cause of failures, you will find that one of the staff members will confess that I dropped the ball here. If I had done this way, then we wouldn't be attending to this. Now the problem is that when the case or the scenario is brought in front of us, we deal with people. We do not investigate together with them. We quickly ask, who is the guilty party? Now, if you are setting the principles of leadership, this is one good example. Do not search for guilty party, but get all your staff to be involved with you whilst investigating the cause of failure. Then you'll get progress. Be an example by living the principles of the enterprise or of the organization. Become a master of the leadership principles. You can't be advocating for something whilst you live a life contrary to that. You can't be advocating for health as a health practitioner. On the other hand, you are seen to be practicing unhealthy habits. Be an example by living the principles of the enterprise. Become a master of the leadership principles. Leadership principles and skills include, but are not limited to, the following. Leadership skills and principles. Let's just quickly go to that. Leadership principles and skills include, but are not limited to, the following. 1. Resilience. 2. Consistency. 3. Goal setting. Resilience. Every leader is bound to face challenges. It is true. Not problems, but challenges. Problems are a headache. Challenges are just headaches. You can work around challenges and win. But if you think of a problem, you think of something as a problem, then you are thinking of it in a negative way. A resilient leader looks at challenges as an opportunity for growth. A resilient leader looks at challenges as an opportunity for growth. On your learner guide, it's from page 30 down to page 31 and page 32. Resilience. A resilient leader looks at challenges and they look at them as an opportunity for growth. Consistency. Consistency. These are leaders that are true to their duty and are not easily swayed by circumstances. Leaders that are true to their duty and they are not easily swayed by circumstances. Those are consistent leaders. Goal setting. Goal setting. Thinking skills is directional. I'm talking about leaders. Thinking skills is directional, visionary, and goal-driven. If you are a leader, leadership principles and skills, you train your mind, you train your thinking. A leader thinks not for here and now. A leader learns from the past, think and act now, but have a vision for the future. A leader therefore sets goals for the organization. You set goals because you have a vision, you have a visionary thinking, you have a directional thinking, and you are goal driven. You don't think and end here and now. You think of what will be added in what we do now that will make us a better organization in the future. What programs can we engage on now that might not have a benefit now or rather tomorrow, but that will benefit the organization in the near future? Then you start planning towards that. You rope in your other leaders, you rope in your team members, and then you sit down, you think towards it, you think directional, you think towards the future, and you have a vision. What do you see this organization being in the future? And then you work towards that, and you are goal driven. You set the goals for the team, you set the goals for the organization, you set the goals for the institution, you set the goals for the company, and then you are goal driven. You pull together all the resources and you plan around your goals, and then you'll see what type or what caliber of people am I going to need as a leader so that I can be able to achieve the set objective and the set goal. And we are concluding this session. Closing statement: genuine leaders, which I hope you are, genuine leaders create more leaders, not followers. Genuine leaders create more leaders, not followers. I hope when we have finished this training, you will go out and be an influence, and be a trend setter, and be a genuine leader, and create more leaders. Do not get joy in being followed, but make sure that you create another leader. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your listening.